رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي. السلام عليكم. I'll put a short calculation in front of you, and then I'll put a decision before you. And this short calculation is a small estimation from me. Assume a very cheap KFC burger would cost about $3, and the population of USA is around 340 million. So 5% of that population would be around 17 million. And if those 17 million people buy this cheap KFC burger for uh, once, that would give the KFC an income of about $51 million. And assuming this is not a local brand, although if it's a local brand, it might not take the cut, it might take the whole uh, income. But assume this was outside USA, then 5% of this $51 million would be around $2.55 million. So can you imagine a cheap KFC burger? A cheap KFC burger is giving you an income of $51 million. Can you imagine that? And 5% of that is 2.55 million. If that is the case, can you imagine and this is only from a one time buy from the customers. Imagine the amount of the different menu items that the customers buy, the the amount of people that are going in, especially on the weekends. And this is just one restaurant. Think about so many other restaurants, and I'm talking this in relation to the boycott, right? If you won't boycott these products to protect the Palestinian people, to protect the people in Gaza and other people around the world, you can imagine how much money they make, how they can kill you simply by your own decisions, right? This is just one burger, a cheap burger. Imagine the rest of the menu items, the amount of people going there in and out daily, the amount of people on the weekends, the other restaurants, the other drinks, juices, biscuits, other food items, other cars, IT, computers, online services, you name it, industries, drugs, God knows what. And this is just one country. Imagine all the countries, the network, the amount of money they make. If this is from one time buy 51, I don't know how many $1 million from one time buy of a cheap burger, how much money do they make from everything else? It's as though they can just go and sleep and their generations will eat for free. And you can imagine, it's actually in our hands, right? We're the ones who buy, and we know the difference. We know because we can decide for ourselves what is a want, a need for us, and what is a desire for us, right? We know that inside our heads when we are buying something, right? KFC and fast food, these things, no doctor is going to prescribe that to you, right? It's not a need, it's not a need at all. And so many other things are not our needs. Luxurious cars, luxuries around the house, and all those things that we just buy for the sake of luxury. We know that during the time that we are buying it, we know whether we need it or whether we want it, right? So, and this is one of the disadvantages, of course, a big disadvantage that these people have who are waging wars, especially in Palestine. But also, when these international brands spread their network throughout the world, what they're doing is they're actually challenging the local businessmen, because local businessmen are poor, financially weaker than these huge brands. They don't have much money to set up that quality that the international brands can. And so you take away from the opportunity, from the motivation, the drive those local people have to run their businesses as well. So that's the question I'll put in front of you after this calculation. Are you willing to sacrifice innocent human lives of children, women, and basically, are you willing to sacrifice innocent human lives, or are you willing to sacrifice your desires? The decision is yours.